Hi there, I'm Aisling from Nile Agency, and today I'll be sharing a tutorial on how to maximize your team's efficiency using HubSpot's customer service tools. So in this video, I'll be walking you through 4 key features: managing user availability in your inboxes, setting SLAs for your customer service reps to ensure they're following up on tickets in a timely manner, routing tickets to the right person based on their skill set or language, and creating a customer agent with HubSpot's AI tools. So let's dive right in. So if you come across to your settings in HubSpot and come down to tools and availability management, here, assuming you have availability management user permissions, you'll be able to see all of your users and their status, whether they're available or away. And then if you have the necessary permissions and you have an assigned Service Hub seat, you'll also be able to toggle their availability to away, for example, directly from this dashboard. So this is very useful if, for example, you have customer agents that are unexpectedly ill or have forgotten to toggle off their availability. We want to make sure that they're not receiving chats while they're not actually online. And so here, as a manager, you can just come in, check that everything's okay, and if you need to, make the necessary adjustments. So the next feature I want to highlight, which is I think very useful for customer service teams, is the possibility to set SLAs or service level agreements for your different inboxes and help desk. So still in our settings under the inbox and help desk section, if we come to first inboxes, you can see the particular inboxes that are created and connected in HubSpot. And then for any particular inbox, I can come across here to the SLAs, and basically I can set an objective for example, the time to first reply. So I would like that all of our tickets get a reply from a rep within 24 hours, for example. So I can set that here and basically set what are the limits. So after 24 hours, there's a warning that it's due soon. And after 48 hours, the reply is overdue. And so that can also be done to only, for example, our high priority tickets or our medium priority tickets. You could set different SLAs depending on the urgency of the ticket. So that's for the time to first reply, and we also have an option to set up the time to close. So maybe there our objective is that all tickets should be closed within a week. So you can set that here as well. Again, you can also adjust it and go further in refining that based on the priority of your tickets. So that's for the inboxes. And then if we come down to the customer help desk, quite a similar kind of vibe, but here basically we can say when SLAs should apply. So is it during operations hour only? Is it 24 hours? I've turned the SLA goals on. Once you turn it on, then again, you can basically say, I want to apply it to all tickets, or you can apply it to only certain tickets based on either priority or pipeline, HubSpot team, or source. So, for example, maybe tickets that come through the phone are more high priority than those that are coming through our email channel. So you can basically decide what should be the criteria for determining which tickets need a SLA goal versus which don't. And then you would come across here to the edit SLA goals. And you can basically get very specific then and say, well, for this particular pipeline, my goal is 4 hours for the time to first reply, 40 hours for time to close, versus this pipeline, which I know requires more investigation and more time on our side and liaising between different teams. Perhaps the time to first reply is still 4 hours, but maybe the time to close is more like 120 hours. So you can really personalize that based on the pipeline or based on the source or the priority. A newly added feature in HubSpot is this option in settings when we come to account management and routing here. We can now basically create rule sets to route new help desk tickets to a user. So what that means is we can say, based on a particular criteria or information submitted in the ticket, I can then make sure that that ticket gets assigned to the right person. Whereas before, either all of our tickets were going to a particular person, or we were maybe doing like a round robin, or I was having to manage routing with service workflows, whereas here we don't need workflows anymore. I can do it directly from this routing section. So I've built a rule set here. So just to show you how it works, basically what I'm saying is there's two different types of tickets that can be submitted to this inbox. One being kind of technical tickets, so that might be kind of product issues that we're having or feature requests, and the other being more kind of administrative billing, account management tickets. So what I'm saying here is basically if the category of the ticket is anything kind of more technical, in that case I want to route it to a particular team, and the user in that team must have the following skills. So basically I want the user to have development or integration skills in order to be able to best respond to this ticket. And then I have a second rule in place, which is for my admin team. And in this case, I'm saying if the ticket category is billing or cancellations, in that case, I'm still going to route to my West region team, but I want the user to have the account admin skill. So let me just show you if we wanted to do another rule, but based on language, because you might have like a multilingual website and you might have people sending tickets in French and in English. So for example, here we could say, let's do something for French tickets. And basically here then you can choose, so for example, it might be like from the associated contact, unless you have something in your tickets which actually indicates that it's already a French language, but otherwise I will do it from the contact record, and I'll do from country, and basically I'll say if the contact submitting the ticket is from France, then in that case I'll route it to any team, but I want them to have French as a primary language. And then I could basically do the same thing if I want for the English tickets. So if I come back here, you can build your rule sets. So you can build different rule sets for different pipelines, different criteria, depending on how you want to set up your routing. It could also be like by geographic location. If you have people going out to do maintenance, maybe they're divided by region, and so your tickets could also then be sent directly to the person in the correct region. And otherwise, if you're doing it by skills, here you can see HubSpot has like a list of skills and languages from the get-go, but you can also come across here and basically create a new either main language, secondary language, or user skill, or you can even add a new category. So if you want to go beyond the kind of standard skill and language, and you have something else that you would like to use for your routing, you can do that directly here. So I think this is a really nice feature, and definitely means less of a headache for the people that are actually looking after routing. I have it all here in one place. I have my rules. I don't have to go back and check that my workflows are working correctly. If something changes, I'll change it directly from here. The last feature we're going to look at today is a new possibility to create a Breeze customer service agent in HubSpot, which is basically using HubSpot's AI tools to build this AI agent. And the idea being that then you can tell it what resources to use in order to best answer your customers. So you can sort of train it and educate it to provide the right answers. So if you come to your navigation menu, come across to Breeze and then customer agent here. I've already created an agent which I've called Demo Breeze. What you can see is here in this content section, basically you can choose what content you want your agent to use in order to respond to chats coming in. So you can add content here. It can either be HubSpot content, or you can also import public URLs. So for example, your FAQ page, which is not hosted on HubSpot, or a particular product page or whatever it might be. And then if you come across here to the performance section, basically you can see how many conversations were resolved, how many conversations were deflected. So that means the conversations which the AI agent wasn't able to answer, and so they then passed on to an agent. The handoff process, the volume, any feedback, questions that they couldn't answer. So those are the sort of questions where maybe we need to see, do we need to provide them with other resources? Do we have something online that they could use, or are we missing content and that's why they weren't able to answer that question? Here you can basically say what channels you want to assign the agent to. So for the moment, I've just assigned it to a chat flow that's coming into my help desk. You can assign it to additional ones if you want. And then if I come across to the edit routing, basically here I say, if the AI can't answer the question, who should I then route the conversation to? And I've picked a particular user, or it could also be a particular team. So here we can see our AI agent in place on our knowledge base. And so basically here, if I want to submit a question to him, he'll do his best to answer for me. So as you can see, this is just our demo knowledge base. It's not very complete. Therefore, the chatbot doesn't have a lot of content to be able to use in order to best answer the customer's questions. But we can see here that they did have an answer to this question because I have a knowledge base article which answers that already. I can then ask another question. So, for example, can you give me a quote? This is something that we haven't trained our bot to do. We haven't given the resources. We don't necessarily have a page that he can direct the customer to. So in this case, they're not sure. I can either rephrase, try again, or ask to be transferred to an agent. And in that case, then the chat would come through to me. So that's it for today. We saw how managing user availability, setting SLAs, routing to make the agent handoff process seamless, and leveraging AI tools can dramatically enhance your customer service process. So all of these new features really empower your team to deliver better and more personalized responses, which will ultimately ensure higher customer satisfaction. So I hope today's tutorial has given you some food for thought, and I look forward to sharing some more HubSpot insights with you soon.